Hi, Brendan here from Energy Training Group. One of the big changes in the new AS5033 is around new requirements as to where you can install DC cabling. In a nutshell, you are no longer able to install DC cabling and conduit within 600mm of the ceiling. This means keeping your DC conduits high and clipped to the top beam on trusses wherever possible. Of course, you're thinking, but how can I come down a wall with my cabling if I need to stay 600mm from the ceiling? There are exceptions for when you are close to an external wall. Within 1000mm of the internal edge of an external wall, which I've highlighted in red here, you may have DC conduit within 600mm of the ceiling unsupported. Between 1000mm and 1500mm from the inside edge of the external wall, which I've highlighted blue here, you may have DC conduit within 600mm of the ceiling, but it must be clipped to the top beam on the truss. Once you are more than 1500mm from the inside edge of the external wall, all your DC conduits need to be saddled up and out of the 600mm exclusion zone. But what if you install an inverter on an internal wall? Your DC conduit will have to go through the 600mm exclusion zone in order to get to the rooftop. In that situation, your conduit can be inside the exclusion zone if it is within 200mm within a vertical plane of the external DC isolator or the inverter with an internal isolator, and it must go straight up and out of the 600mm exclusion zone before changing direction. Finally, there is an exception to the rule. If you must run DC cabling and conduit within 600mm of the ceiling, you must also install a rooftop isolator. The exception could be useful where you may be installing cabling inside a flat roof cavity and there isn't 600mm to play with, or where a house may have a box gutter running down the centre of the house that you want to get your conduits under and you end up less than 600mm away from the ceiling. And that covers the new requirements around where you can and cannot install DC cabling and conduit under the new AS5033. Good luck and happy installing.